Welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the all-new refreshed 2024 Acura TLX Type S. Now, last year I showed you all around the vehicle, stuff like that. This year I'm just going to focus on the changes. I'll still kind of quickly go over the exterior, but we're really going to focus on a lot of the changes in 2024 this year. I'm going to show you them real time. Let's get started. All right, so first up, as always, the main changes are actually here in the front end. You can see by the grille right here, if we get close, you can see that it is now a frameless grille, as well as they've done a much better job at hiding these sensors. The parking sensors, the camera, and all that stuff is nicely put into the Acura logo. You don't have like that weird kind of plastic stripe or plastic thing across the logo. It looks so much cleaner. Also, you have the sharp edges just along the top of the hood there. Looks really sporty. I'm such a fan of this new front end. It's a slight refresh, a slight redesign, but it makes all the difference. Now, briefly, I will take a look at the side. There is virtually no change here for 2024, but let me know what you think of this white paint color with these black rims, red Acura brakes there, Type S badge right here. You can option a carbon fiber kind of fit for the side mirrors, but I got nice turn signal LEDs, as well as I got a camera underneath them for the 360-degree camera system. One touch lock and unlock kind of sensors right here. Very good. Quickly, like I said, because again, no change here for the rear either for the TLS Type S, but I mean, look at this rear. You don't need to change a single thing. We have these nice quad exhausts, and you can also option a carbon fiber rear diffuser. It's a small one now. I think it doesn't change the size very much, but you can still option it. We've got the Type S badge right there, SH all-wheel drive, TLX badge right there. You can also black those out, and you can get a carbon fiber wing here as well, but mine just has the normal one. Looks fantastic either way. So last but not least, for the exterior, let me tell you what's under the hood here in case it's the first TLX video you're seeing of mine. Again, no change from 23 to 24, but we're working with a 3-liter twin scroll turbo V6 engine that's giving us 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. We're also paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission, and of course, we have the all-wheel drive. So it's plenty fast. Last year was fast, this year was fast. It just looks a little bit better. But let's hop on the interior. I'm going to talk about the changes in there, and then, of course, the POV drive. Let's do it. All right, first up, we're going to take a look at the back seat for the TLX Type S. Gonna drop low here because it is a low car. Got this nice red going on here with the red and black stitching up here. Very clean window controls there. ELS studio speaker back here as well, which is a very nice sound system. Then we have this black stripe that goes all the way up on the seat here. Looks really good. I love this all red interior. Very nice. Not a big leg room kind of thing, but we'll see how I can fit in here. Kind of got to squeeze myself. It's actually not that hard to get in. Just once I am in, I don't have a ton of room. I'm 5'11", and I just fit, but it's not, I'll tell you right now, it's not very comfortable. I don't have that much room for my feet. The driver's seat would have to move up just a little bit more for me to really be comfortable. I've got just enough headroom. As well as you can see, I also have some speakers there for myself, or some light controls and some speakers for myself. Then I have my vents back here, so at least I'm getting some air, which is nice on a cool day. And we also have 2 USB-C ports, and I believe that is new for 2024. You're also gonna get this guy that's gonna fold down right here. That looks really good, a little bit of storage. What I also like is the fact that I have my baby seat here, fits perfectly fine, but also you can have somebody sit in the passenger seat and have the full baby seat in here without having either one be squished. So it's really good. So there's just enough room to do that. And I think that's like a really key point. If you have a family and you have small children, until they grow up to be my size, you're probably good with buying this and putting your family in it, because the ride quality is really comfortable, as well as it's pretty comfortable back here for smaller people. But there's some changes up front, so let me take you up there and show you those. So next up, as usual, we have the business end, the front end of the TLX Type S. Here we have a bigger door, as well as this red kind of continues. 2 memory seat options that I believe connects to the key fob. The trunk pop button is right down here. Very good. You got the Type S badge here. I also have the Type S carpets that you can option, as well as the fully powered controls here for the driver's seat. The passenger has the same thing. But let's hop in. It's a lot easier to get in over here, of course. Lots more room up here. we're greeted right away by the fantastic steering wheel. No change for the steering wheel for 2024 versus 23, and they didn't need to because the steering wheel feels really good. It's really nice and stitched here. I like the paddles, although they are plastic. I would have loved to see some metal. But nonetheless, I do have some cruise control stuff as well as heated steering. That's all the same. Left-hand side, pretty much all the same over here. Got some windshield controls, traction control, stuff like that, electronic parking brake. Now the biggest change, which you'll probably have noticed, comes in the form of right here. This is the new digital gauge cluster that I can kind of flip through stuff. If you've seen my video with the Integra Type S, you would have seen the digital gauge cluster, even the MDX Platinum Elite that I think we did last year as well. That would have had this infotainment, or not infotainment, but gauge cluster as well, where you can kind of flip through. I could even change the style should I want to. I can go gauge layout. So right now I have kind of like a crafted, and then I can go advanced. It looks kind of more futuristic, whichever one you want. I like the crafted because it kind of keeps the two gauges. But you know, if you prefer a digital and analog mix, then you're going to go with the 23, and you might save a bit of money doing that. So it's actually not too terrible there. But I like it. I like this change. I'm a digital guy. I like this one the most. Then if we move to the right, we have the next biggest change for 2024. That is a bigger screen. I believe it's like 12.2 inches now. The only downside is that I still am stuck with this unfortunate little trackpad. It's not terrible to use. It always works. As well as increasing the size of the screen, they also improve the processing power. So it's a bit faster, a bit more responsive than last year. Nothing that I really noticed, nothing speed that didn't really jump out at me. Like, don't get me wrong, the touchpad right here is easy to use. I would just prefer like a knob, something a little bit more physical, or to be able to touch it should I need to. It is far away, so touching it's not really something that I would do, but just the touchpad's not always the best thing to maneuver with it. But it's nice I have this little thing to rest my hand on, so I'm used to it already. The learning curve on it is really not that big of a deal. So that's pretty much it for the changes, but I'll go over the car in case this is the first time you're seeing it. I've got HVAC controls right here. All physical buttons, no problem there. You don't have to use a trackpad to do any of that. Ventilated and heated seating. You can put it on auto so that it will kind of, you know, cool you down or heat you up depending on the temperature outside. I've got this little knob here that's going to control my drive modes. You can see I have normal, sport plus, comfort, and then an individual. If I hold the button, I can actually configure, you know, what I want. And here you can see my settings. I've got my engine in normal, my steering in sport, my suspension in comfort, the idle stop. The idle stop is off because it's slow and annoying. My gauges are always in sport, and my ambient lighting is also in sport when I'm in individual. Then you have your gear selector right down here. Very easy. Press once for drive, press it again for full sport mode, transmission and everything. A little bit of volume controls here. I said a little rest here with the trackpad, wireless charger, 2 cup holders, a bunch of storage like you can see, as well as we have USB-C and USB-A here. Overall, I really do like the way that things look here. I like the dash. I like the layout. It looks really sporty. The steering wheel is by far my favorite part. It's big enough, nice and sporty, feels really good in your hands. When you step into the TLX Type S, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You got to take one of these for a spin. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the interior side of the TLX Type S. Let me strap that GoPro onto my forehead. We're gonna take it on some drive because they improved some noise isolation, stuff like that. So let's see if it's a big improvement versus last year. Let's do it. Okay, so let's get to the POV drive. I'm coming out of some gravel here. Let's see what we got in the TLX Type S. So right now I'm actually in my individual mode. That's usually how I'll drive the car. I'm either between individual or sport. My individual mode is tuned to have everything in comfort other than the steering, which I will keep in sport pretty much all the time. And I like the fact that I can do that. I like the fact that I can rip around in this car and then kind of have it a little bit sporty. The only thing missing from the individual mode is the fact that we don't have the ability to like open the exhaust valves like what seems to happen when I put it in sport or sport plus mode. I'm not able to like get the loudness of it without having the car be on like a 10 crazy, like I want to rip your neck out kind of setting. So that's the only thing that I find a little bit unfortunate. So let's kick it off though. Let's start in sport mode, which does give us a little bit of a kick, obviously. And then sport plus mode, you'll pretty much see it instantly as soon as I do this. Hold the thing, drops a gear, then I can absolutely rip this thing. Woo! A little bit of traffic there. Let's rip it again. Oh, it's so strong from a roll. Ooh, it's so strong. And it's quite loud as well. So like, and you can also see in my gauge cluster, I have my peak and my boost, both of the PSI. So as the car builds boost, as I'm pushing the gas, that meter will come up. You know, it's just so good to rip this thing around, especially Sport Plus mode is so much fun. And then I can take it a step further and I can put my transmission into Sport 2, rip it again. Oh my God, I could absolutely stand on the floor with this thing and it just absolutely wants to rip. It's so much fun to just, you know, have the ability to just rip around. And the handling is so excellent, right? Like super handling all-wheel drive is the exact way, matter of fact, the only way that I'd use to describe how this transmission, or not how this transmission, how this vehicle handles. I feel so confident I could put this car wherever I want it to. No problems at all. No complaints from the front or the rear end, really. Then again, I haven't been pushing it that hard into corners, but still, as I come up on traffic here, see, like now I'm in traffic, right? So I don't need Sport Plus necessarily. I could just kind of keep things in just normal sport mode and we're fine. And like if I was, you know, on a long road trip or something, I can engage my adaptive cruise control, stuff like that, and then we could be just happy about ourselves and go about our way, right? But, you know, it's just the ability to do that. And then we have four-wheel drive in the winter, which is going to be absolutely crucial, especially here in Quebec. You need something that's going to be able to get you through some rough weather, and I feel like the TLX can do it. Maybe, you know, I'm not saying you're never going to get stuck in something like this, because if the snow's thick, this is a very low ride height still, you might get stuck in some places if you're not careful, but with the right set of winter tires, if you're not driving in like deep heavy snow, you're probably going to be fine 85% of the time, I'd say. I'll touch a little bit on fuel economy. I have been pushing it, especially here. I'm approaching the end of the week, and I want to remember this vehicle for a long time because I only get them for a week, right? And then they're gone. So fuel economy, 12.1 liters per 100 kilometers, which is actually kind of impressive. The fact that I've been able to get it so like efficient is kind of nuts. Like I figured it would be a lot higher than that because I have just been absolutely putting my foot to the floor in this thing whenever possible. So, you know, that's been pretty surprising. Like that's close to what my old Elantra was doing. I was in the 9s with my old Elantra in sport mode. So very impressive there. Decent as well. It does recommend premium fuel, but you can get away with putting normal gas. I'm sure a lot of the people that drive these press cars are actually putting normal gas into it. I mean, you don't have to put the premium. Obviously, when I'm driving it and I have to gas up in the middle of the week, I am putting the premium because I kind of want like as much power as I could get from it. I want all those things on my side, so I do put the premium, but you don't, like I said, really don't have to. Just turns in super well. Avoid the traffic. Absolutely put your foot down. Oh yeah! It's a race car. Woo! Now, I will say I believe the Integra Type S might be faster, also manual transmission, but the transmission in this thing is so decent that you don't need, I don't feel the need to be like manual or anything like that. It's so quick, so lightning fast that, like, you know, it's fine for what it is, right? I'm just avoiding some, I don't know what kind of roadkills there, but I could actually like downshift it if I want, and then almost redline it while pulling my gears. Oh, ooh, that's too good. That's too much fun. Again, the only thing like that feels like a little bit on the cheap side is like the fact that these are plastic, but still the transmission is lightning fast, like surprisingly really quick. It's ooh. So another thing I want to touch on really quick here is the fact that there's a lot of more sound deadening in here, and it is noticeable from last year. Last year when I hit the highway or when I hit any type of speed, it was immediate road noise, immediate like loud car syndrome kind of thing. This year it's still there, but it's way better. You can tell that the thicker glass is definitely helping. The thicker carpets are probably helping as well, and the other things. I want to hear the outside though. I do want to hear my exhaust because that's a really good noise to hear. It doesn't pop and bang. I think a tune would fix that, but still, you know, when you're on a road trip, you don't necessarily want to be hearing road noise all the time. And the good news is the ELS sound system in here is so fantastic that it really, road noise really isn't a huge deal unless you're on the phone or something like that. Then it's noticeable, but only then is it noticeable at all. Oh man, in Sport Plus mode, it's just so aggressive on its downshifts. You just gotta love it. You just have to love this thing. I mean, there's no other option, or is there? Like, you just absolutely fall in love with it. The noises. Oh, speed bumps, they're the bane of my existence, you know? But they're keeping people safe, so we'll take them. But, it pulls. Oh my God. Well, that's it. I mean, I could just kind of film this thing, me pulling around and then being a nuisance in this thing for probably hours, but will you watch that? I doubt it. So I'm going to go ahead and probably leave things there for the TLX Type S. Not a lot of changes for 2024, but the changes that they did made were the right ones, were the things that kind of are going to propel this possibly into 2025. I don't see them changing very much again, but still, this is very, very modern, very... It's an update that kind of keeps Acura's name in the game. And also, before we go, thanks Acura for letting me drive this thing. And also, thanks for putting V6 still in cars and making them fun. Thank you very much, and just not making the whole, you know, going electric somewhat, but not fully yet. And yeah, we car enthusiasts, I think I speak for all of us when I say we appreciate that so much, because it's been so much fun to drive around in this V6. So yeah, with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure you put the bell notifications on so that you know every time I post a new video. YouTube is actual garbage at showing you my new videos if you haven't watched me in a while. But if you want to keep up with me and what I'm doing and see all the new cars I'm driving every week, 2 times a week, you're getting a video from me. So make sure you subscribe for that so you get notified. With that being said, I will see you in the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.